Hello, and thank you for joining me on another episode of the Tech Exec podcast, where I help you create a team worth leading because life is too short to waste them. And this is precisely the topic of this week's episode: career wasters, which are in fact life wasters as you're spending most of your life at work. And let's talk about that. I'm back from Italy and I am charged. I really want to ensure that no one keeps on wasting their time doing things that make no sense. And I've got a handful of examples for you. The first type of career wasters are those who are choosing what they're going to be doing solely because of how it looks in their CV. They don't think about their own selves when it comes to having satisfaction, and they don't really care about the company itself. For example, someone recently asked for my advice about moving from one VP role to another, and when I asked about the new company that he was considering joining, whether he had any drive, motivation about the market, the product, what they were doing, he was like, nah, but the role is gonna be better, as in he will likely manage more people. And I'm like, come on, are you going to be wasting years of your life working on a product you really don't care about, solving a problem you don't care about, just because it looks better on your CV marginally? That makes no sense. Okay? Similarly, I was talking to someone who was interviewing potential VPs, and all of them in the interviews were just going on and on about their perks, what they would be getting. And that's fine, don't get me wrong. When I'm helping people, I'm always saying you have to get what you're worth. Don't lose out on things because you feel bad and feel awkward about asking. But the point of a job, for us, we're so lucky. Okay, we need to be grateful for the fact that we're not finding, a minimum wage job to make ends meet. You're probably going to be perfectly fine in any role you're going to take. And therefore, I'm not saying this should not matter. I'm saying this shouldn't be the only thing that matters. Don't just think about that and show no interest about the actual work, the actual product, the actual team, what the companies ought to be doing. If you're interviewing someone and you don't see that connection, just say no. If you're interviewing for such a position and you don't see the connection, even if it would be very nice financially, this is a career waste. You're going to be wasting your precious few years you've got here on earth doing something that you do not care about. And we've only got so long. Why waste it? Really, it just makes no sense. And whenever someone works with me and I sense that, I want to slap them. Similarly, you ought to think about the company and not just about yourself. Someone talked to me about whether they should take a certain promotion or not, even though the promotion was for a role they do not want. They plainly said they don't want that role. However, they felt bad about someone else getting that title in the company. Come on. What a career waste if I've ever seen one. Or another VP who told me how for 6 months he's gotten into a position where the company, which was kind of at a standstill, he got the team to operate so well that he was actually, in fact, working from home remotely. He was, in fact, working less than 2 days a week on his role and the rest of the time just doing whatever he wanted to do. And whether that was the right thing to do or not, because he felt like he was hiding this from the company. And I said that regardless of the ethical issues here, there's also the concept of what are you telling yourself? Are you okay with being someone who just whiles away all the time? If you've decided you want to find a role where you work 2 days a week and then be on partial retirement the rest of the time, I'm fine with that. But he wasn't in that position. He was just wasting his life in limbo. Don't do that. At the end of the day, all of these things amount to the fact that life is short, and if you're just in a role right now where you're not happy, where you feel like you start the week, you wake up on Monday, or if you're in Israel like us, you wake up on Sunday and you have to head to work and you're frustrated about that. If you're feeling that, I want you to understand that you've got agency. You've got control. Change the workplace itself around you. Change your own attitude or change the job itself. Move because you can do it. And you, even if it sounds hard, even if it sounds scary, even if right now the market is not doing great, let me tell you something. Life is too short to care about that. I'm not saying, okay, quit right now without having any plans and I don't know, having trouble paying the mortgage. No, but I am saying get a grip and do something because I'm sick of seeing people who are bright, who are talented, who are doing things for months on end they don't care about because they are harming their own selves really. It's not just saying something I believe. I've seen it. I've lived it. If you allow yourself to operate at a level that is so below yourself when it comes to ethical issues, when it comes to productivity, when it comes to how much of yourself you're bringing into work for months, you're going to ruin yourself. It's going to take you years to undo that damage you're doing to yourself. So don't do that. And also, think about everyone else around you. Stop being so self-centered. I've seen teams grind to a halt because the leader wasn't really there. It was someone who was just mailing it in, someone who was already with one foot out the door but not even realizing it. And the team in its entirety just wasn't moving as it was ought to, wasn't improving, wasn't learning, didn't have any motivation. Sometimes that critical person like yourself who is not a bad person, but either in the wrong position for yourself or in the wrong attitude can make everything suck so badly. And you're just think about the amount of human years you're wasting that you're making them just go to nothing. And yes, I am triggered and I am a bit pissed because I just heard another person come to me about this. And yes, it happens and it's natural and it's good that people are thinking about this and trying to solve it. And yet, it drives me nuts because I'm listening to this and I'm listening to these people. And for me, this is, it cannot get any clearer than that. You have to do something. You have to take action. You have to have agency and not just waste your life. Whatever option have you got? I'm guessing you're not going to be starving if you switch a role, even if it's for a role that's not, air quotes, as important or as shiny. So do that and take care of yourself. Every single successful person I've talked to, you know what they care about? You know what they yearn for? Providing more impact and value. It's not about the next dollar. It's about having the ability to help others. When I helped ship products that instantly made the lives of hundreds of thousands or millions of people better, I felt so good. I still, over a decade later, after some of these, still feel so proud about my part in those. How can you let go on the opportunity of doing something you care about, something that helps, something that provides value, having such an immense career waste just to make a few more bucks, just to have a better looking LinkedIn title? Who gives a damn? No, find the thing that makes you tick. Do something that's not going to be a career waste, and you'll see how you improve things and how you improve everything around you. And if you need help with that, if you need someone to virtually slap you in the face to realize what you ought to be doing, my email's in the show notes and I'm gonna help you do that because come on, get a grip. Oof, whoa, that was me. Thank you. I'm hoping next week the episode will be a bit less intense. But I will be here next week either way. And in the meantime, do feel free to check out the show notes where you can read my articles, which come across less agitated, I guess. Thank you. I'll be here next week.